Today we're going to talk about nosocomial infections. Our learning objectives are going to be what are nosocomial infections, identifying types of nosocomial infections that could be spread by bacteria, why hand washing is important, the timeline for nosocomial infections. Then I'm going to have some pretty pictures, visualization, and facts of Staphylococcus aureus, E. coli, Pseudomonas aeruginosa, and Enterococci. Then we'll be at the end. So what are nosocomial infections? Let's talk about it. I see you over there with your hands up, but I'm going to give you a few facts. Nosocomial infections are infections that are acquired in or taking place in a hospital. 1 in 10 people admitted into the hospital will be diagnosed with a nosocomial infection. There are several types of nosocomial infection, but the most common types that we've spoken about in microbiology would be Staphylococcus aureus. However, there are many, many more. We won't get to them all today, but we'll get to about 4 of them. Don't look so surprised, sir. Don't look so surprised. There's a many. I have a picture of the 5 types of nosocomial infections that are listed. You have the urinary tract infection, surgical site infection, gastroenteritis, meningitis, and pneumonia. All of us have probably experienced at least 3, maybe 2. Urinary tract infection, as we know, all know, this is very uncomfortable, and she looks uncomfortable. This is a surgical wound infection. That looks very uncomfortable. Oh, ma'am. Oh, I think we lost one. This is a picture of gastroenteritis. He looks uncomfortable. This is a picture of meningitis. He looks itchy. And this is a picture of pneumonia. We've probably all had a touch of pneumonia in our life, and we all know that's uncomfortable. Oh, and stop Googling symptoms on Wikipedia. It's going to make you think you're dying. Right, Hillary? Yeah. So, some symptoms of nosocomial infections. Discharge from a wound, cough of shortness of breath, a headache, fever, burning with urination or difficulty urinating, nausea, vomiting, or diarrhea. Yay, Pepto-Bismol. The timeline for nosocomial infections. So, if you get admitted to a hospital and you acquire an infection, mainly of the list that we've spoken about within 48 hours after hospital admission, up to 3 days after discharge, they give you up to 30 days after an operation, or if you were admitted to a healthcare facility and you acquired an infection that was not the infection that you came in with, all of these things would be considered nosocomial or hospital acquired. So how nosocomial bacteria spread? Bacteria, fungi, and yeast are spread mainly through person-to-person contact and instrument-to-person contact. This includes unclean hands, medical instruments such as catheters, respiratory machines, and other hospital tools. Here's a list of the nosocomial infection and the infection type. The bacteria is listed on the left and the infection type is listed on the right. So we have Staphylococcus aureus, and the infection type for it is blood. We have E. coli, and the infection type is a UTI. We have Pseudomonas aeruginosa. Its infection type is kidney, UTI, and respiratory. And we have Enterococci, and its infection type is blood, a UTI, or wound. So here's the visualization. Pretty picture of Staphylococcus aureus. Oh, you thought that was a grape tree? No. Staphylococcus aureus. Some information on Staphylococcus aureus. It is a gram-positive poxy that's arranged in clusters. You can see from the purple little circles that they're gram-positive toxin. This is an opportunistic pathogen that resides in the nares, and we know that from microbiology. It also resides on the skin or perineum without causing symptoms of infection, which kind of tells you about the opportunistic. It's there, but it doesn't cause an infection unless it's given the opportunity. Opportunistic. This little baby is called an E. coli, not a fish. E. coli is also gram-negative. The facultative, anaerobic, rod-shaped, and is found in the lower intestine. Most of these things are harmless and are part of the normal microbe of the gut. However, some are not and can be related to food poisoning. So you ever go out to the restaurant, you eat the wrong thing, or you eat something old, and then you come home and you're like nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, somebody give me some Pepto-Bismol. Hey, welcome to the world of E. coli. You have Pseudomonas aeruginosa. Kind of cute. Not really. So, Pseudomonas aeruginosa are gram-negative rod-shaped bacterium that can cause disease not only in animals but also in plants. It is a multi-resistant pathogen and is associated with pneumonia. Imagine those babies floating around in the lungs. The next we have is Enterococci. Enterococci is a gram-positive cocci, positive, pink, cocci, catalyst negative, non-spore forming, facultative, anaerobic organism. It resides in the intestinal tract and sometimes in the vagina and oral cavity. It may be found in food or water. So, we're going to be talking about hand washing and what the CDC, Centers for Disease Control, say about hand washing. Keeping hands clean is the most important step to avoid getting sick and spreading germs and bacteria to others. Many diseases and conditions are spread by not washing your hands with soap and clean water. The CDC recommends that hand washing is a way to avoid getting sick and spreading germs to others. You can also use hand sanitizer, and this was developed based on data from several studies. The CDC has went so far as to do a movement. It's called a Clean Hand Protect. And if the CDC is doing a movement, then we might want to think that it's kind of important. But you can also find the movement at www.cdc.gov/hand hygiene. In my conclusion, we have spoken about what nosocomial infections were. We identified types of nosocomial infection that could be caused by bacteria. We spoke about why hand washing was important. We've spoken about the timeline for nosocomial infections. I showed you some pictures and visualization so you can visualize the bacteria. I even gave you some information on the bacteria. And now it's time for the applause. Yay me. I hope you enjoyed, and this is the end of my statements.